Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, of course, in this channel, our whole goal is to maximize gains through technical analysis or through looking at new cryptos that technical analysis may not apply to. And of course, we are back today with our morning market update. It's a new addition to the channel in which every morning we will take a look at the broad market. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, total market cap 2, and much more to get an idea of what Bitcoin, what the altcoins, and what everything else is doing before we do get into specific technical analysis for specific cryptos throughout the day. So what we're looking at right now, of course, is this pretty hard crash. Of course, the streets are bloody, people are nervous, they're freaking out, all this is the end. And so in today, of course, we're going to take a look at this and kind of figure out what all is going on. So what we did see is on a lot of the different indicators we're looking at, we saw many breakouts happen. Now, I made a video about 3 days ago in Cardano specifically, just talking about how these breakouts were going to happen very soon, and this is what we are seeing. Now, of course, what these breakouts are going to be of our key support and resistance regions from our 786. What that means is if on Bitcoin, for example, we draw a swing low from September 7th up to the relief rally top that we saw at around September 18th, we can see it created the 0.618 to 786 green box right here. And now, as you can see, that's typically going to be our minimum level of support before coming back down to retest that low, typically going down into some type of continued downtrend if we do lose the 786. Now, in the same move that we did see this happen, of course, if we look at the DXY kind of saw the opposite happening, in which we saw the breakout to the upside. Now, of course, many people have talked about this, so I'm not the only one who's talked about it, but we do know that the DXY is going to be a good indicator for what we could expect for crypto. The reason being is because when we see money flowing back into the dollar, that's typically a sign that we're going to see money flowing out of some of our cryptos, and vice versa. When we're seeing money flow out of the dollar, we can see that that is going to go typically into some type of run for crypto. A way in which we can see this is, for example, if we look at June 21st to the June 19th, once we did reach this top on the US dollar currency index, and we started to see the price fall, if we do go look at that in relation to what Bitcoin did, in that same exact move in which we saw that happening, we saw Bitcoin start to rally. So Bitcoin reached its bottom, and as again the dollar started to fall, we started to see cryptos climbing, so kind of that inverse relationship. And so what we kept an eye on was that if the DXY did see a positive breakout of its 786 to the top side, of course, the way in which we found that, swing high to swing low. If we did see a breakout to the top side here, that would of course lead to the inverse effect to Bitcoin, in which we did see the price breakout to the downside of its 786, which is exactly what is happening. Now, what this does mean is simply that people are starting to flow money into quote unquote safer options. Now, typically speaking, in kind of the realm of what we talk about, it goes the dollar, the most quote unquote safe, which I disagree. And then we have Bitcoin. Of course, stable coins are within here somewhere, but we're not going to talk about those today. But we have the dollar, then we have Bitcoin, we have our large cap altcoins, and then small cap altcoins. And what we're seeing right now is that transfer of power from, let's go, the dollar, Bitcoin, large alts, small alts. There we go. And so we're seeing this transfer of power over. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, from Bitcoin to the dollar, from large alts to Bitcoin, from small alts to large alts. Okay, and this is just a representation of nervousness. People are going to start to move money into some of these safer options when we do see these big falls. Okay, and now we started to see this shift of power happening through our Bitcoin dominance charts a few weeks ago. If we do look at Bitcoin dominance, we are seeing this beautiful. Now, I don't say beautiful. It's not good for altcoin investors like myself, of course, but in terms of technical analysis, we are seeing this beautiful inverse head and shoulders forming here, boom, which typically speaking is going to be a bit of a reversal pattern coming off a downtrend, meaning that we're definitely, there's a high likelihood we are looking at a possible uptrend beginning, unless we do find some key resistance at that very top right up here. So of course, if we do see an execution here, do expect that we will see this Bitcoin dominance chart continue upwards. Now, of course, what the Bitcoin dominance chart is the total amount of the market cap of all cryptos that is possessed by Bitcoin. So if the total market cap of all cryptos was $100 million, and Bitcoin, say Bitcoin market cap was $50 million, that would put Bitcoin dominance at 50%. Okay, meaning that of course Bitcoin has half, it's in possession of half of the total market cap right here, meaning that its Bitcoin dominance is 50%. Okay, so whenever we are seeing Bitcoin dominance climb, it means that Bitcoin's market cap in relation to the total market cap is growing, which means that we are seeing, or the ratio, which means that we are seeing money flowing out of alts into Bitcoin, or more money is flowing into Bitcoin than the alts. Now, this can also be represented by, we're seeing the whole market red right now. So it's not like Bitcoin's going up and alts are going down, but we are seeing that Bitcoin in relation to many alts is outperforming the market. Less money is being moved out of Bitcoin than they are the alts. And right now, money's being funneled from altcoins into Bitcoin, leading to Bitcoin dominance growing. Okay. And so that just kind of goes to show those tiers. Okay. You can kind of see the DXY is going up. Bitcoin dominance is going up. Altcoins are falling. Small alts are really falling. And so, of course, again, just in Bitcoin USD and the DXY, we can see that flow of money from Bitcoin to the dollar, and we can see money flowing from from our altcoins to Bitcoin. Okay. Now, this is also represented by the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. Of course, Ethereum is the most important altcoin right now, in my opinion, of course. And so we want to see how it's performing against Bitcoin to be a bit of a representation of other altcoins. And we can see that we did have a bearish breakout of this key structure here. So we created our structure, we started to see that pattern form, and then we did see, of course, the breakout to the downside. So overall, we are starting to see that power shift, and this was relatively expected. Many of us do know that Bitcoin typically has very bad Septembers. Okay. That is a very common thing. And, it's something we've all heard and we've all talked about, and it's not uncommon. Now, one thing that a lot of YouTubers talk about is the idea that it is always the end right there. Whenever we're seeing Bitcoin enter into September, that's always the end. That's when we're going to start to see the pullback, and that things are going to die for the rest of the year, for another year or so. And I just don't necessarily agree. I think there's a lot of manipulation in the market, and I do honestly believe that times have become a lot different. Now, one thing I do want to point out, though, is that we need to really look at not just September, but the entrance into September. Because, yes, sure, if we were on a constant downtrend, this is the monthly chart, by the way, but like a red month, then September was a red month, yeah, sure, like something like this, right? Where we have July red, August red, September red, we went into death, right? We went to about a year of consolidation, a year of falling. But you look at something like this, right? In which we're coming back up. We're trying to clear this previous high that we set, just as we are here. September, historically, terrible month. For the month of September, we continue downwards before seeing some upward continuation. It does not always mean, this does not always mean September being red that we are going to see the end of the world happen after September. But it does just mean that we need to pay close attention to how we start to see it, a change in going forward, what the next couple weeks, next couple months look like to then dictate whether or not we are entering into a bear market right now. Okay. Because just some more examples. Looky here. We saw August red, September red, continuation of their death, right? But here, going into September, it was a lot of green. July red, July green, August green, September red, green. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of my whole point in just kind of saying, if you go look at all of these other runs, it's a bit of a historical thing, is that if we're going into September red, typically September is like that start of that big consolidational / pullback / bad season, right? But if we're going into it green, there's been many a time that we have seen the price recover very well coming out of September, okay? And so when all those YouTubers say that September, if it's red, that it's always the end, they're just not looking at the bigger picture here, okay? And the bigger picture just says every single September we've had has been red. But the way in which we've entered in September has also played a key role in how we would see the rest of the year play out. And considering the fact that we have gone into it green, we ran into our key level of resistance here at our 0.786 at the moment, we did expect that a fallback would happen. That's normal. And so in tomorrow's video, we are going to talk about support. We're going to talk about where some of these key levels are that we do not want to lose in order for us to be able to continue back upwards. And so at the moment, just be watching. What I will go ahead and say is be watching 42,800. Of course, that is this bottom that we have set right here, and we could be possibly looking at some type of triple bottom here if we don't lose it. But if we do lose 42,000, I'd be honestly pretty surprised if we don't come back down to retest the 786 off of this swing low here to the swing high. So if we are going to go ahead and lose say about 42,000, I would honestly not be surprised at all to see that test of 40,000. And so definitely expect that. I don't think that we would fall below that today. And so again, pay close attention. In tomorrow's morning market update, we will talk about key support levels that the market needs to see hold in order for us to see this uptrend continue to retest this key level up here. Okay, so overall, just from what we're looking at from the market today, we are just seeing a very big transfer of power again from the Bitcoin into the dollar, from altcoins into Bitcoin, from small alts into large alts. And of course, if you do want to track some of these things, what you can do is look at Bitcoin USD, DXY. That is going to be your indicators for your dollar for Bitcoin, of course. And then for altcoins, I like to look at Bitcoin dominance, total market cap 2, and Ethereum Bitcoin pair, just to keep an eye on how these things are moving in relation to each other. So definitely do stay tuned for tomorrow's morning market update. In today's videos, I think we're probably going to do some technical analysis on Cardano again and Solana, but maybe we'll do some Bitcoin technical analysis or Ethereum. I never really do decide until I'm getting ready to record. So just if you are, wanting to stay updated with all of this, of course, whenever you subscribe to the channel, press that notification bell and then press all so you will get updated the moment I do make any posts. So with that being said, again, I hope you guys did enjoy this first morning market update. If you did, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel again, and I will see you all in a few hours. Peace.